Hey everyone, welcome back to another Anime Kingdom review. As you can see by the title below, this is on episode 18 of Macross Delta, and holy crap, what the hell just happened in this episode? Like literally, like for the past, several episodes, we haven't really had any huge action or intense things going on. We got hints of things, so many questions we've had, that have popped up in these ones, some of them answered, but when they've been answered, they've been, more questions pop up from them. This episode, guess what? We got so much more questions. Like, holy crap, this episode. So first off, the beginning part, like I predicted, not predicted, but like we saw in the preview, we saw Kasum talking to Freya and Hayate. Why? Obviously, we see at the beginning, he still does not feel right about everything that's going on right now. Bogue even pretty much says that he's not a knight and everything, and he just feels kind of depressed. It's pretty cute to see the talks between him and Freya, kind of having a bunch of that kind of, reminiscing and talking about how their villages were right next to each other. They both loved apples and everything, so it was nice and cute to see that kind of stuff go on. Hayate does come on later on as well, but that's another thing. In this episode, there's a lot of tension between Hayate and Freya because of obviously finding out what Hayate's father did. And another thing towards Hayate's father, we do see kind of a not really talked about. We see some people talk about, obviously, we cast him talk, like he thinks a little bit, he has a little thought, like Immelman, when he hears his last name Immelman, I always forget how to say it correctly, but when he hears Hayate's name, he kind of starts to think like, oh, what? So obviously that's in regards to obviously what we know, that he was on the Winderman planet. Now we still do not know if it was, the reasonings for him dropping the bomb. Was he really the one who dropped it? Did he do it for good reasons? If he really did, was he friends to the Windermans? There's still a lot of questions with that we don't really know, and that didn't really help too much. Arad talks about it a little bit as well, talk about how he was his superior and all this kind of stuff, but no concrete evidence on or anything going towards what happened, with the dropping of the dimensional weapon. Why did he do that? Why? All that kind of stuff. We still don't get anything on that, so that kind of sucks. But after that, all of a sudden we have Mikumo. For some reason, she's having a connection with the temple again, starts singing, and it starts to react to her. The rest of Watakura come, they start singing. It's pretty awesome at first, and all of a sudden Freya and Hayate, this really scares me, guys, still yet. Like, I'm still not too sure if this is a good thing or a bad thing, but obviously he really did start to have like VAR syndrome, like symptoms. He started to have Hayate started to kind of look just like how Messer looked when he and Konami was singing for him, and he was in that kind of VAR state. That's exactly what was going on in this one, and Hayate was just like on another level. He was like him and Freya was not aware of their surroundings practically. They did not know what was going on. It was like they weren't in their right mind at the moment. Freya was just singing and like out of control. It's just like we had like a three-way singing battle with obviously Heinz singing as well, and first like Heinz's singing seems to be affecting the aerial knights a lot as well. I'm not too sure why or what's going on there. But for one thing, Kasum, it looked like those white things were spreading, or I think it was Kasum. So I'm thinking what that is that Heinz singing is actually with the whole all the temples kind of stuff going on too, is amplifying his singing, which thus making them stronger. But it looks like it's weakening them, like it's killing them slowly, like they're aging faster. That's the only thing I think of with the white stuff, right? Because that's what the king had. He had like all over his body. And the older guys have it while the youngers don't. So Heinz's singing is affecting people. Meanwhile, Royd is just on his ship with the Epsilon guy, and he's actually happy with this. He wants to get information and data on all of this. He's okay with all this happening. He's still got some plan to which we have no idea what it is. I'm still confused on what he's trying to do right now. And really, he obviously, it looked like Keith had like, so is the Highness, Majesty okay with this? The Heinz, and he pretty much says, yeah, Hines, I'm in charge of all this kind of stuff. But Keith obviously shows that he's not liking it a little bit. And like I said before, there is a possibility of some infighting where we might get some Winterman fighting Winterman, Keith fighting Royd, and stuff like that. Hines might be hurt after Mikomo starts to get that's another thing. That's another crazy thing that happened in this one. Mikomo starts to have glimpses of her origins, of what happened to her. Seemingly, we see her, of course, more scenes of her singing at the temple, to which we saw before, but also this time now, we see her on some examining table with a bunch of like doctors looking over her. So what's going on with that? I'm not too sure if that has a correlation, like she was created, if she was, after they found her and wiped her memories maybe, and something like that. I don't know what she has to do with anything at this moment. It shows a little glimpses of everything, but we still have so much questions. This episode, literally, I thought that we were finally going to get more answers after last one. We finally got the answer to what happened to, was Hayate's father the one who dropped the bomb, dimensional weapon? And then I would think we got more questions, but a bunch of them would be answered now, right? Well, we kind of got some of it answered with Mikomo, but more questions arise, and this episode was just a huge, like, whoa, what is going on? We have a three-way singing battle. Hines being affected by Mikomo, like he can't even, Mikomo just goes like crazy too. Freya's going crazy. Everyone is being affected by all this singing. The temples are all blowing up. Who knows how it's affecting the inhabitants of the planets, for one thing, as well. Roy did mention, like, after the testing and stuff, fly out of the atmosphere because they're gonna do something or something like that. So he obviously knows there's something going on here. I'm not too sure what it is, but that is the big question for this episode, besides, of course, obviously the numerous other ones. But the big one is that probably will be, we'll have to be looking on in the next episode, is what is Roy planning? What is he planning and trying to do right now? Because he is pretty much the one that's in charge. Hines is just pretty much a figurehead for him at the moment, and Hines just listens to whatever Roy says. Roy has some hidden agenda along with Epsilon Foundation, Epsilon Company, which I still do not like at all. I still think they have something to do with everything that's going on. We still don't know what happened with the whole Black Ops nuns kind of stuff that was going on with the father. And this episode literally didn't really help on answering any questions. We got more, like I said, with Kassam kind of having a when he heard Hayate's father's name. Then we also had, obviously, Freya and Hayate going super berserk mode, to which scares me, like I said before, on what is going on with them. Obviously, at first, I thought maybe it was, like we said before, some people were talking about how Freya maybe was unconsciously controlling Hayate. That is not the case. They are being connected as well, affecting both of them. You saw Freya, she did not, like, her eyes, like, whoa, the eyes in this episode, her eyes, Mikomo's eyes, everyone's like affected. It was just, Hayate's eyes, it was going crazy kind. I didn't even understand what was going on at that point. I was just like, holy crap. Okay, so something's going on with Mikomo and her origins and her connection to everything. Royd is trying to do something. He's got some plans to which we don't know. Hines' singing amplified is affecting the aerial knights, not for the good, but for the bad by the looks of it. More stuff about Hayate's father, and then of course, like, that was pretty much like everything that happened in this episode. Like, it was literally crazy. By the way, the ending song, it changed again. I love it, to be honest. It's pretty much just a Mikomo song, and it was pretty damn awesome. I actually really enjoyed it. We got a couple other songs in this episode, nothing new, but the ending song was the new song that I actually was happy that we got a new song, and it was pretty damn good. I definitely enjoyed it. I don't know about you guys, but that's how I feel about that one. But yeah, just honestly, another amazing episode that really just has me wondering what's going to happen next. There's like, I think 25 episodes in this season, and we're already at episode 18, so we got like 7 more episodes, to which I don't know what's going to happen. These next episodes hopefully will give us more info, because literally I thought we were going to get more questions answered, and instead we got more questions arising, and some of these questions that we had before are still not really answered, just like throwing a little bit of hints on a couple things, but that's about it. But yeah, that's all I really got to say, guys. Honestly, another amazing episode that just literally, in comparison to the last one, to which we got like crazy fan service, an amazing concert and a bunch of other things, especially Hayate's and Mikumo, for Hayate and Mikumo. This one was just pure, like, whoa, what the hell is going on kind of stuff. Hopefully next episode, like I said before, we'll get more answers, but I don't know how it's going to be. But yeah, that's all I gotta say, guys. Hope you enjoyed this Anime Kingdom review. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. If there's anything I missed and you want to talk about, comment below as well. And if you did enjoy, don't forget to leave a like. And if you haven't already, feel free to subscribe for more content. It really does help. And yeah, I can't wait to see, literally, can't wait to see what happens in the next episode. Because this episode literally just left me with so many questions. But yeah, that's all I gotta say, guys. So until next time, see ya.